Time now for this hour's car review. I had the opportunity to drive the 2025 Lexus UX 300H. Okay. Final assembly location is Miyawaka, Fukuoka, Japan.
Can you spell that?
Yep, there you go. F-U-K.
Oh, yeah, it is.
U-O-K-A.
Yo, mama.
Okay, so I can only imagine Mars trying to pronounce that.
I was trying to imagine it myself while you were saying it.
The reviewed trim level, it comes in several trim levels, base, premium, and F-Sport. I had the F-Sport handling package, top of the line. Compact SUV, seats 5. All new for 2024. I'd never got a chance to drive this. Did you ever drive it before?
No.
I hadn't either.
It's kind of like kind of a secret.
Well, and I didn't really know what to expect. It wasn't an RX, it wasn't an LX or LS or any of those. It's a UX. All new for 2024. Smaller version of the RX with oversized spindle grille, faux brake duct inlets, help quell the big grill kind of. A nicely sculpted fastback rear hatch. Awesome side sculpting helps the UX stand apart from its competitors. Overall design is top-notch. What could use improvement? I got nothing to offer there. Interior highlights, modern dash with optional big screen, which we had the optional big screen. Controls are well placed with easy-to-use features. Seats are extra comfortable with nice side bolstering. Materials, nothing but high-end all the way with attention to detail. The cargo room, small with the second row up, but this is a compact. What I liked about it, the compact design. It puts everything at your fingertips, and it goes through parking lots with a breeze.
Yeah.
What could use improvement? Nothing. Must be nice if you're a car manufacturer to hear that.
Yeah.
What could use improvement?
It's a good-looking
Nothing.
vehicle.
Yeah.
I really
particularly
did like
if you don't have the recalls to contradict it.
Yeah.
Well, there's that too. Yeah. New for 25 is upgraded power system, a 2-liter inline-4 hybrid that turns out 196 horsepower, which is just the right.
It's perfect.
Just the right level for this small of a vehicle. CVT transmission. Get this. Miles per gallon in the city. Now, this is a hybrid, so and it's not a plug-in hybrid, so you don't have to do nothing. But you put on the gas and go. 45 miles per gallon in the city.
Nice.
41 on the highway for a combined of 43. I got 40.7.
Wow.
Over 682 miles back and forth to Austin and then around Houston.
Yeah, it was a good-looking car.
It was comfortable. What I liked about the mileage and the handling and all, everything. Use improvement, I got a question mark here. I don't know what could use improvement. It rides great. I was really surprised because usually when you get in a short wheelbase, it's choppy and it rides rough.
Like a funny car.
Yeah, not like this. Ride and handling superb, but could use improvement. Again, nothing. Base trim price, $44,805. Prices tested, $48,200. Loaded up it was.
That's not bad.
The base model price, $36,540 for a Lexus.
Wow.
I'm liking it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Competitors, Audi Q3 starts at $39,800. The BMW X1 starts at $41,350. And the Mercedes-Benz GLA and also the GLB, $43,000. This one starts at $36,540.
Cool.
I'm impressed. As I told you, I owned a Lexus way back in the day. Back in the 90s, I bought a press car back in the day.
Back in the disco days.
Yep. Back in the days when you could actually buy a car out of the press fleet. They stopped doing that because some moron ruined it for everybody. But whatever the case may be, I will tell you that I bought it and it had 12,000 miles on it. They were getting ready to get rid of it.
Turn it over, yeah.
And so I said, I want the car. I said, okay, well, here's the prices, no negotiating. I said, I'll take it. Bought it, had it for many years, and loved that car. And it was the original RX body style and all that, the little egg-shaped thing.
Yeah.
What a great vehicle. And I fell in love with the Lexus brand through that. And now, with this one, and taking this on the road to Austin, I want to thank the guy from Lexus that allowed me to do that. it gave me a different sense because I got to spend some highway time with it, which I
Right.
typically don't do.
Right.
I do around Houston, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not like having 2 hours
Yeah.
going different roads, going up like to
Yeah,
Austin.
And then the highway, the 35 minutes, whatever, for him on the highway really doesn't.
And that's
give
just
you
in traffic. Yeah. It makes a big difference.
So it was a great vehicle, and I really appreciate the loan. Thank you, Lexus, once again for coming through. I remember I took the RX up to the top of Pikes Peak. Mm-hmm. Remind me never to. No, you won't have to remind me. I'll never do that again. Listen, you see those knuckles? They're still white,
they're
aren't
still
they?
white, yeah.
I white-knuckled it all the way
Yeah.
up there and all the way down.
So I should give up on trying to get us a remote broadcast.
See, I was
from the
thinking,
top
don't
of
keep
that?
going.
You go right
with that.
ahead.
Yeah, go
I'll
for
sit
it.
down at the bottom of the mountain.
He's got
and
a
I'll
chopper. He can
I'll
just
keep.
land
I'll
in.
keep it all. I'll keep it all tuned in for you. You just go up there. Go on. Get up there.
Be gone with you.
Was it 12,000, 14,000 feet?
It was up there.
Yeah.
Well, if I can find us a sponsor, one of these days we're going to do
No,
that.
no. You find yourself a sponsor because I'm not doing it.
We're getting the Legends car, and you're driving it with Rodney.
Pikes Peak?
Anything
yeah,
you
we can
want,
do that.
we
Yeah.
can arrange that. We have connections with the Pikes Peak hill climbing. now.
Yeah. We can get it through safely.
I can
Get
see.
it
I can see you doing that. Not talk about Chicken Little. Hey, if you'd like. Today. And time now for Jeff's car culture: 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, or all-wheel drive. Show us what you got.
Well, I play with mine all the time. And,
We know that.
I know. Let me get that going there. There you go, Michael.
All right.
So do you really need it? Foul weather, deep snow, muddy roads, all have drivers craving for more traction. But there's 4 distinctive drivetrain configurations that we know about now. One's
That are possible on your
Yes, absolutely. Front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, and 4-wheel drive. So by learning how each of these systems work, you can better adjust on your mileage and what you really need for the road. So the front-wheel drive, majority of passenger car vehicles on the road today use a front-wheel drive configuration. Engine power is routed to the front wheels. We all know that. Front-wheel drive designs are cheaper to manufacture, more space efficient than the rear-wheel drive systems because of the engine configuration with the transmission. It's right up there, right up front. Then you have your rear-wheel drive. RWD is what they're calling it. It's commonly found on full-size pickup trucks, old-school trucks and cars, truck-based SUVs, along with sports cars. High-performance and luxury vehicles, sedans, also have a rear-wheel drive. So it's a heavy-duty axle, suspension components that are designed to handle the large loads. Who doesn't like a large load? All-wheel drive, as the name implies, all-wheel drive, or AWB, can feed power to each of the corners depending on the system. And there's a lot of variations in designs for all-wheel drive vehicles depending on your manufacturer that you're buying. They can provide maximum forward traction during acceleration. It's especially helpful in sloppy road configurations when driving over moderate or off-road terrain. Got a lot of sloppy road conditions out there. Sophisticated clutch systems, which more of the modern vehicles have nowadays, more recently use the electric motors to allow for precise control over the power sent to each wheel. High-performance vehicles with all-wheel drive often send power to each corner at all times, but can be altered by using the balance control among the wheels depending on the condition of the drive. So it's commonly used for car-based SUVs as well as certain cars and minivans for the all-wheel drive systems. Then you get into the four-wheel drive guys. Although four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive are designations that are oftenly interchangeable in advertising and sales literature from your manufacturer, there is a difference. Generally, the four-wheel drive is optimized for severe off-road driving situations such as climbing over boulders, going through deep water, tackling steep hills with loose gravel, and low traction surfaces. So that's the main thing. What do you need for these? Well, for rain and light snow, two-wheel drive will probably work fine. And for most vehicles, front-wheel drive is the preferred setup, likely to be less cost-effective or likely to cost less than the equivalent of an all-wheel drive model. For performance cars, rear-wheel drive is preferred, but all-wheel drive is available and can increase traction. Is all-wheel drive safer? Not necessarily. One of the reasons people buy a traditional sport utility vehicle is for extra security and traction. Because you're out there with the family, you might get in that loose gravel situation and so on. So that's part of it. Drivers can be fooled into traveling in quick, slippery conditions with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicles, only to discover that they're going too fast and trying to keep it from stopping. So be careful. Mileage does have a factor in this. The two-wheel drive, I was telling Don earlier, I get about 32 miles to the gallon. on my vehicle, 4-cylinder turbo. I can flick it or check it into the all-wheel drive, gets a little bit less gas mileage. The sport version runs like a little go-kart. I love the feel of it, but you're getting like 25 miles to the gallon. So I play with mine in the car all the time, seeing what mileage I can get. I'll change it at a stoplight or whatever the case. I was playing with it last night on the way home. Kathy said, stop playing with it. I said, okay. So use your judgment. If you get better gas mileage in the two-wheel drive, go for it. That's what I do.
I like the auto mode.
Auto mode?
Auto.
Oh, it shuts off?
No.
No.
The drive mode in automatic, because if it senses that it needs four-wheel or all-wheel drive, it'll automatically flick into that mode. Or it can sometimes, on different manufacturers, send power to one wheel or the other. It's automatic, so you don't have to actually manually turn it into all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, two-wheel drive. You don't have to do it as an automatic setting. Not all of them do.
Right.
But if they do, that's where mine are.
Yeah, mine's a little button, and it once you hit the button, it gives you your options on this, or this, and I can toggle through it and hit one. Right now, coming over two-wheel drive, it's my car is a sporty little car. I like it. I really like the car a lot.
Well, my 2001 Corvette has got in it. Obviously, it's rear-wheel drive, but it also has the traction control device, and you can turn it on or off, or you can have a mixed level with it by holding the button down. And it's more complicated, and they had a video on it when they first came out with it, because one of the first cars that you were able to actually control with the button, and I was impressed.
Good deal. Well,
I'm impressed with a lot of things. All right, time now for this hour's car review. Mr. Mars had a chance to drive the Nissan Rogue. Oh, no, I'm sorry, the Mitsubishi Outlander. Because this car is the bag. This car right here is actually underneath the skin of it, Nissan Rogue. Just thought you'd like to know.
Well, I appreciate that. Good to know. So, it's been a long time since I've actually got to drive a Mitsubishi, particularly the Outlander, because this is the bigger SUV vehicle that they have. Comes in 4 trim levels, and the ES, an SE, and an SEL, and the Platinum Edition. Now, we happen to be driving the SEL 2.5 SAWC. Now, the SAWC stands for the Super All-Wheel Control, like we were talking about. It will shift the power from wheel to wheel depending on what you need and where you need to go. So, again, SEL is the trim level that we were driving. The government says this is a small SUV. I found it a little bit to be bigger. It is a 3-row SUV, 7-passenger. So, to me, I would not call it small. But
that's the face of it.
That's the face of it. It looks like several things that are out there on the market. Up front, you're going to find LED lighting, which is going to have the auto high-low headlights, the fog lights, daytime running lights. Even the license plate light is LED. Got heated power side-folding mirrors. Got a panoramic sunroof on it. A body color spoiler. Silver roof rails to kind of give it a little contrast. Hands-free lift gate. Rolling on some nice 20-inch two-tone alloy wheels, and there's no spare. There is a tire repair kit. I'm seeing a list more and more, and I'm not a big fan of that, but you got to save a little room and weight, I guess. Now, you get to the inside of it, you're going to find that you've got semi-aniline seating surfaces. Now, the first row is heated and ventilated. The second row is a 40-20-40 folding setup, and the outboard 2 settings, the 40-40, they are also heated. Up front, you got a 12.3-inch display. Now, this is a smartphone link display, so you want to do some things in this car, you're going to have to hook your smartphone to it to be able to do it. It's where you're going to have all your audio, your nav, your comfort controls, your Apple CarPlay, audio, Android Auto, wireless charger, and there are also front and rear USB-C plugs. Now, again, that's a C. They don't use the A's in this car. So if you got in the old school type plugs, you're not going to be able to use them in this. You're going to have to step up. Has a 12.3-inch digital driver display that's pretty easy to configure to what you want, but it also has a 10.8-inch heads-up display that in the daytime, it's a little light. At night, it works really well. Daytime, you got to kind of look at it. The designer rear view, it's got a digital rear view mirror, And then, so it's got the rear camera in it, and I like that. I'm seeing that more and more because you get a little wider angle view with that camera than you do if you're looking through the mirror, you're looking out the back glass. Now, it also had the rear door pull-up sunshades. You don't see that much anymore, but this is the second car this year I've got that had that. It uses a Yamaha Ultimate Sound System, 12 speakers in it instead of some of the other that you hear about. So Yamaha's a little different. Now, the Outlander, regardless of what trim you get, has a 2.5-liter four-cylinder in it, 181 horsepower, 181 pound-feet of torque. It has an 8-speed automatic CVT is the way they have it listed. It does have paddle shifters on it. You can try and shift it manually, but it's basically a CVT. Tow 2,000 pounds when properly equipped. EPA says you should be looking for about 24 in the city, 30 on the highway, 26 combined. Now, I drove this vehicle 222.2 miles, and I got 24.2 out of it. I thought it did rather well.
It's not bad for a big SUV.
It is, and it probably, I didn't have a chance to tow it like some of the pictures and stuff I've seen of them, but Mike could use a little more juice under the hood, but it works fine. Solid driving experience. It feels good out on the road. Surprisingly quiet. It's very roomy for the passengers in the front and the rear. It does have a third-row seat. I would save that definitely for the littles. Base model price for this vehicle is $29,645. You want to step up to the base trim price for the SEL is $38,795. MSRP is tested $45,930, which I thought was rather cheap. Now, the Honda CR-V is comparable at $30,100. The Mazda CX-5 at $28,570. The Nissan Rogue that Don mentioned is $29,230. I also want to point out this is one of those vehicles that comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on it. And I don't drive them very often, but I'd like to drive this for a long time to see if it'll hold up as well as it drove for the short term.
Thank you, sir. In Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues after this quick break. Pro-Am